Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to another live Manchester United news and transfer news show. And we are now live, and I apologise for being 2-3 minutes to the live, but this big news story about Ronaldo to Napoli, so I just wanted to update the context of the video. But before we talk about Ronaldo to Napoli, which is coming out from quite a good source, I want to talk about Frenkie de Jong. We've got some really good and big information coming in on Frenkie de Jong today. Romano said some massive things. Murtough's even dropped some hints about Frenkie de Jong coming. We've also had a big news update on Sesko to United from FABRIZIO Romano. We've got a big news update on ANTONY today. And it's always something about Mondays. Mondays are always a good news for United news and transfer news because United brief all their journalists and, everyone's kind of up to date with what's going on. So Monday's always really good for transfer news when it comes to Man United, but also a lot of good stories coming in. Samuel Luckhurst has kind of dropped an exclusive scoop on really what's going on behind the De Jong scenes that I do want to get into in just a second. But the big news that I want to get into is, of course, Murtough dropping hints about De Jong. We will show the clip of that in a second. But what Fabrizio Romano had to say about De Jong, and more importantly, what Fabrizio Romano had to say about Bernardo Silva to Man City, saying that Bernardo Silva to Barcelona. Fabrizio Romano confirmed, De Jong has to go for Barcelona to get Bernardo Silva, and Laporta's come out and said that they want Bernardo Silva. So Laporta confirming that they want Bernardo Silva, and Romano confirming De Jong would have to go for them to get Bernardo Silva is a big hint as well. But please do smash that like button if you have not already. Of course, subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you're new and all of that. The Ronaldo leaving the stadium early thing was approved by Ten Hag, and actually apparently multiple players left the stadium early. A lot of people were angry about it. I just thought, you know what, let's wait and see if he's left the stadium because he's being a dick, or let's see if he's left the stadium because he got the blessing to leave. And it turns out Ronaldo did get the blessing to leave the stadium. Now, Ronaldo to Napoli is an interesting situation because I know Napoli, obviously, I don't think Napoli are a better side than Man United. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Because you've got to think about it. The Serie A is weak. I mean, Manchester United, remember when we were in the Europa League? We knocked AC Milan out, who'd won the Serie A like that. Every single Serie A side just gets obliterated in Europe. None of them do well because the Serie A is a weak league. And yes, Napoli came third in the Serie A last season, but I don't think Napoli are going to win the Serie A next season. Yes, Napoli are in the Champions League, but they're not realistically going to challenge for the Champions League. And I get that Ronaldo wants to leave Manchester United, but I think going to Napoli is a little bit desperate. I mean, I'm nothing against Napoli. It's a big side, and I think the Serie A is a great league, but Inter and AC are not the teams they used to be. Everyone with a brain knows Inter and AC are not the teams they used to be. I just think that, Napoli came third in the Serie A, but I don't think they're a better side than United. Maybe I sound like an arrogant idiot, and maybe I'm going to get some hardcore Serie A fans hating on me, but with Ronaldo to Napoli, I don't think they're a better side than United. I do want to get into the Ronaldo to Napoli news quickly as well. Laporte is now dropping hints that he can't say if De Jong is joining United. The fact that Laporte got asked if De Jong was joining United and he didn't deny it was a big thing as well. People are saying Napoli are a great team. I mean, look, they're in the Champions League. They're a good team, but what I mean is third place in the Serie A, I think, gets you sixth place in the Premier League, and I think we came sixth place. And maybe I'm a bit arrogant because I haven't watched much Italian football in a while, but AC Milan won the league and they got knocked out in the group stage of the UCL. They won the league as well, but I could understand AC Milan because they won the league, but I don't know. I'll get into the Ronaldo news, but I do want to get into the De Jong news. But let me get into the Ronaldo news first. And this has come out from a really good journalist. So this was the first kind of journalist that confirmed the Ronaldo-Arnold meetings at Old Trafford, confirmed the Ronaldo-Ten Hag meetings at Carrington. This is the journalist that, when it comes to Ronaldo news, has been quite on it as well. And he's reportedly come out and said, and this is from Manu Sains, that everything indicates that Cristiano Ronaldo will have to resign himself to start in the season with Manchester United. And Ronaldo will start the season with United, but Cristiano Ronaldo wants to find a new team before Manchester United play the first game of the season against Brighton, which is obviously the news coming out. And that obviously Napoli are a side that are interested in Ronaldo. Napoli are a side moving for Ronaldo. And actually there's indications of Ronaldo heading to Napoli. Now, I don't know what's happening with Ronaldo. No one. It's a weird situation where I don't think anyone knows. Even Ronaldo knows if he's going to stay or go, because Ronaldo wants to go, but he doesn't have many clubs in for him. United don't want to get rid of Ronaldo. Will they sell Ronaldo if a club makes an offer and all of that? And it's a weird situation with Cristiano Ronaldo, because I don't think Ronaldo knows where he's going to be. I don't think Man United know where Ronaldo's going to be, and all of that. I am going to share my screen with you guys, because obviously it's a little bit blurry over here, because my Wi-Fi is shocking. But let me just take these banners down so you can actually see my lovely face. And this is obviously what's come out just now about Cristiano Ronaldo. Napoli's dream of signing Cristiano Ronaldo with the aim of turning him into a new icon. So there is a Champions League team in for Ronaldo, and it was reported by Laurie Whitwell that if a Champions League team came in for Ronaldo, Ronaldo asked Man United to give him the blessing to leave, and that Ronaldo wants to go to a Champions League side, and now we have confirmation the Champions League side is in for Ronaldo. You've also got to remember, right at the start of the Ronaldo saga, it was Napoli, Bayern, and Chelsea, which are the three sides in for Ronaldo. Bayern was his first choice, Chelsea was his second choice, and Napoli was his third choice. Ronaldo's been very open to the idea of signing Napoli. You've got to remember that. Signing for Napoli, you've got to remember that. A lot of people go, will Ronaldo go to Napoli and all that? Ronaldo wants a Champions League club. And from the early days, Napoli were linked to Ronaldo. And reportedly, Ronaldo was very interested in moving to Napoli, and Napoli was his third choice. Now, I don't think United want to let Ronaldo go, but I think because Ronaldo doesn't want to be here, and Ronaldo is very obvious he doesn't want to be here, will United deliberately keep a player who doesn't want to be here? Or will they say stick it out one more year in a contract? Or will they go, if Napoli actually go give us some money for Ronaldo and we get him off the wage bill, will they turn that down? And that is a bit of an interesting story we'll have to get into. Guys, please do smash that like button if you have not already, and of course subscribe down below if you're new. Let's see if we can get 300 likes before the end of the live stream, and we do have 300 people watching, so it'll be really, really appreciated if you do smash that like button. But I want to get into the Frenkie de Jong story. That's enough of Ronaldo. I've wasted the first sort of 5 minutes of this video talking about Ronaldo. I want to get into the Frenkie de Jong story, because this is what the thumbnail is about. And we've got some exclusive kind of information coming out on Frenkie de Jong that I really, really do want to get into as well. So Samuel Luckhurst, guys, gets inside information from Manchester United regarding all the transfer sagas and that. I don't think Ronaldo will leave because he has no option, but they have to let him go. The thing is, will United hold Ronaldo captain and not let him leave? And Ronaldo wants to play in the Champions League this season because he doesn't want to possibly fall behind Messi as all-time top scorer, and that is true. That's what the Athletic said as well. Napoli have a difficult financial situation, says Saeed, and you make a good point there. The only option for Ronaldo might be Chelsea or stay at United. I'm surprised Chelsea haven't spoken for Ronaldo. I think Man United have a better attack than Chelsea. I don't think that Chelsea attack is there. They've got Pulisic that can score 3 goals a season max. You've got Kai Havertz, who's living off a Champions League goal. And you've got Werner, who's a decent player, but it's not been great for Chelsea. And then you've got Hudson-Odoi, who's like, every year it's going to be Hudson-Odoi's year. I think Chelsea are lacking in attack. Ziyech wants out. I'm surprised Chelsea haven't actually gone in for Ronaldo. I am really surprised. Going in on Frenkie de Jong to Manchester United as well. Man United have attributed Frenkie de Jong's public attachment to Barcelona as tantamount to a contractual obligation, particularly due to his unpaid wages. So Samuel Luckhurst, who gets inside exclusive information from Manchester United, has come out with exactly kind of what's going on behind the scenes. We've got a big behind the scenes from Samuel Luckhurst, who gets exclusive info from Man United about de Jong, saying that all the reports saying that de Jong doesn't want to leave Barcelona is because of a contractual obligation. Now, de Jong has this signing on bonus in his contract, and de Jong has this thing in his contract where if he puts in a transfer request, he gets less money, which is why de Jong wouldn't want to leave. And that's why de Jong wants to make it clear he doesn't want to leave. And I think Samuel Luckhurst is hinting at the reason it's de Jong's refusing to leave publicly is because of a contractual obligation, and it's due to his unpaid wages. So we all kind of knew what's holding up the de Jong situation is Barcelona not paying his wages, but it's been confirmed by a United source, United source that they feed, that obviously there's a big impact of de Jong not being paid wages. Samuel Luckhurst followed it up by saying Manchester United are continuing their pursuit of Frenkie de Jong as their backup targets are not deemed to be at the same level as the Barcelona midfielder. And this is the interesting thing. Manchester United are continuing their pursuit of de Jong. Okay, and I'm going to tell you this now. If de Jong had told Man United no, if de Jong had told Man United, no, I'm not coming, Man United would have stopped it, okay? As soon as Timber said to United, I'm not coming, I want to stay, Louis van Gaal spoke to me, I want to be in the World Cup squad. As soon as United got word that Timber had switched his mind, remember, Timber had a verbal agreement that was going to join Man United, but as soon as Man United found that Timber had switched word, they went for Lisandro Martinez, they went for the backup option. And now Man United, I tell you this now, is still continuing the pursuit of Frenkie de Jong despite what's going out. And, Samuel, like I said, we're still in for De Jong. He's got that exclusive information from Man United because he thinks the backup targets aren't at the level. United will not give up on De Jong. That's great. And I tell you this now. To anyone saying De Jong's not going to come, De Jong doesn't want to come. If United didn't think De Jong wouldn't want to come, they wouldn't be pursuing him. They wouldn't still be pursuing him. This is the 13th week. The 13th week, guy. The 13th week of the De Jong saga. I'm crazy. I hate this De Jong saga. I want it to be over. It's the worst transfer saga ever. And I will tell you this now, and it doesn't take a genius to tell you this. Timber, when he turned down United, we went straight in for Martinez. United know De Jong will be open to coming because De Jong's told Ten Hag that privately. No one knows, apart from De Jong, Ten Hag, and a few close people at Man United, what went on in that phone call between Ten Hag and De Jong. But I think if De Jong had said to Ten Hag, fuck you, I don't want to come to United, I'm not leaving Barcelona, I think we wouldn't be going into the 13th week of trying to get De Jong. It's very obvious we're still in for him because he's given indications that he wants to come. Because every player that's given indications to Man United that they don't want to come, we've stopped like that. Timber, we had a verbal agreement. He said, no, I'm going to stay. Stop like that, work for Lisandro Martinez. You'll know De Jong's off when United are getting strong links to midfielder. If United all of a sudden start pursuing Yuri Tielemans, like, boom, going all in for Yuri Tielemans, then maybe De Jong's off. But we're not pursuing any other midfielders. And it's very obvious. But the backup is Yuri Tielemans and Neves. Sasa Kaladic is better than Benjamin, Sesko and Sheeper too. I agree, but Sesko obviously has a lot more potential as well. United still linked with Ruben Neves, but we will not get Ruben Neves unless that deal falls off as well. The backup are Tielemans and Ruben Neves, but I don't know if we'll go for him. Will Frenkie de Jong play with us or against us because he will be in the UL, the Europa League? I think Frenkie de Jong would rather play football and be in Europa League than be Barcelona's benchman and maybe come on as a centre-back. Be an absolute mug. And if he wants to stay at Barcelona, he's got to take a wage cut as well. Neves is not coming. I'd be shocked if Neves came. Neves will not. Honestly, Neves won't end up at United. We are all in for De Jong. De Jong is the only midfielder we get, and I'm still 90% that United will get De Jong as well. People saying Timber was a flop. Timber's a great player, but I'm going to say this now. At the time, I was all for Timber. At the time, I was all for Julian Timber to Man United. But now I look at it, now I analyse the situation. Lisandro Martinez is a much better signing than Julian Timber because Julian Timber's 20. He's still quite a raw product. Yeah, I think he would start for United. Yeah, I think he's a player Ten Hag wants. But Julian Timber's 20. Lisandro Martinez is 24. Lisandro Martinez, comes in and he has that left centre-back spot at United and he rules that spot. He's a great ball-playing centre-back. Timber's one of those players where he's not going to come in and have an instant impact. He's a good player. He's competition. But he's a bit like Malacia. Signing Timber is like signing Malacia. Good young player with potential, taking that step up. But their first season, are they going to be that top player in their first season? Whereas Lisandro Martinez, he comes into United, he starts. Lisandro Martinez is starting left side of centre-back. Now, I guarantee you Timber would have got game times, but you don't know if Timber is that right side of centre-back to start the season with. And I think, while Timber has better potential and a higher ceiling than Lisandro Martinez, I spoke to a lot of Ajax fans and they said Timber is brilliant, but Lisandro Martinez is better, but they believe Timber will end up being better. And Lisandro Martinez was Ajax's best player last season. He has been Ajax's best player and one of their best players the last few seasons. And you know what? I am really glad we signed Lisandro Martinez. And you know what? Timber rejecting us could be a blessing in disguise because I thought, I want Timber, not Lisandro Martinez. But the more and more I watch Lisandro Martinez, the more and more I read up on him and the more and more I speak to Ajax fans about Lisandro Martinez, I just think he's absolutely brilliant player. I think he absolutely is a brilliant player. Guys, I've got a question for you before I move on with the De Jong news because I've only halfway through the De Jong news and I've gone on a bit of a tangent because we've still got a lot more on De Jong to cover. I haven't even got into the main news. But let me know what would be your ideal midfield three for Man United next season as well. Leicester turned down a 50 million bid today from Newcastle for Maddison. They want twice that much for Tielemans. Leicester asking for 70 million for Fofana. Leicester asking for like 80 million for Maddison and like 50 million for Tielemans. Leicester are crazy, but when you could get 80 million for Maguire, they're like, well, we can probably get 80 million for fucking Maddison. What about Dumfries? I like Dumfries. Chelsea are interested in him, although they're moving for Cucurella. Dumfries is an interesting one because, and Samuel Lutkos actually said this the other day, Ten Hag wants a right back, but because Ten Hag's already got a left back and a centre back in, and he's going to have to go, actually, I've already got two defenders in. If I need to get two more signings, I need that midfielder and right winger first. And Ten Hag's in a position where I think he wants four more signings, a goalie, a right back, a midfielder, and an attacker. And ideally, he wants two attackers, two midfielders, but he knows he's not going to get that all. So Ten Hag's at a position where he wants a right back, he wants Dumfries, but he needs to get De Jong and an attacker in before he gets Dumfries because he's already got two defenders in. He needs attacking and midfield appointments next. Benjamin Pavard, no big updates on Benjamin Pavard as well. Tuchel's most hated word might be Barcelona. Dumfries, De Jong, Ronaldo, all linked to Chelsea. Every player that's linked to Chelsea ends up going to Barcelona. So Cucurella will probably end up at Barcelona, who obviously is linked to Man City and was a player Man City wants as well. But I'd like Dumfries, but I don't think it's going to happen, actually. But let me get into the news, guys, because big stories coming in. So it also came out today from Samuel Luckhurst that Barcelona president Juan Laporta has maintained Frenkie de Jong's not for sale thing is actually what Man United dismissed as saving face. So Man United have told, because obviously Samuel Luckhurst gets exclusive information from Man United, but Man United have told Samuel Luckhurst that the whole Frenkie de Jong situation, the whole Laporta coming out saying Frenkie de Jong's not for sale was him saving face. So Man United, exclusive information, told Luckhurst, Laporta's only coming out and saying de Jong's not for sale because he's saving face. And look, we already knew that, but it's nice for the United report to confirm that. Because do you know why it's saving face? Because Man United already have an agreement with Laporta, with Barcelona for de Jong. Barcelona went behind de Jong's back. Laporta went behind de Jong's back and sold him to Man United for 85 million euros. And then the next day, the president of Barcelona, Laporta, who's just sold de Jong for 85 million euros behind his back, will come out and say de Jong's not for sale because he's trying to save face. But actually, we all know he is a liar, Laporta. And Samuel Luckhurst also said that well-placed sources have stressed that Man United are determined to back Erik ten Hag this transfer window. And Samuel Luckhurst followed it up by saying Manchester United are reluctant to walk away from the de Jong deal as they emboldened by ten Hag's wrap it with the player, ten Hag loves the player, and United are actually approaching the 13th week in their request for de Jong. I mean, the fact that we're getting told it's the 13th week in Man United trying to get Frenkie de Jong is absolutely killing me. On 162 likes, let's go for the 300 like target this. De Jong, de Jong, de Jong, de Jong, de Jong. It feels like that. We'll regret that we were wasting time when the transfer window come to an end without signing anyone. I still think we'll get de Jong, but I do think 13 weeks on de Jong, what a waste of time. The whole of Barcelona will be for sale next season. Barcelona are playing hardball. I think one of the reasons Barcelona are playing hardball with de Jong is Barcelona know how desperate. Barcelona 100% know how desperate Man United are for de Jong. I mean, look, we're sitting there going, you know what, de Jong? Get on that plane to Barcelona. Go on pre-season, de Jong. We'll wait for you. Barcelona know we're desperate for de Jong. And I think Barcelona are trying to wait out and see if we end up paying de Jong 17 million euros instead of them. I think, you know, the whole reason we went to Barcelona, the whole reason Arnold and Murtough went to Barcelona was to renegotiate de Jong's wage. You know, Arnold and Murtough flew to Barcelona and actually gave Barcelona 8 million more for de Jong because that was meant to go towards, you know, upping, you know, de Jong's wage. So basically, Barcelona owe de Jong 70 million euros, and this is what's holding up the deal. And United originally was going to pay like 20 million in add-ons and something like 63 million euros up front. There was going to be 63 million euros up front and 20 million in add-ons. And then we changed it to actually we're going to pay 70 million euros up front and have 15 million in add-ons. So that extra sort of 7-8 million euros that we gave Barcelona actually offered de Jong. They said, look, we'll give you 7-8 million euros of your deferred wage. De Jong said, no, I want the whole lot. And I think Barcelona are actually trying to play United into paying de Jong's wages. And our reports coming out that Man United might just cave in and actually pay de Jong's bloody wages, which would be absolutely embarrassing and muggy for us. People saying swap Ronaldo to Sesko. Sesko ain't going to score you 20 goals, but I wouldn't mind Sesko on loan if I'm being honest as well. But it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one with de Jong, but it's all about money and wages, and it's a frustrating situation. But what I actually want to talk about is what Laporta's had to say on de Jong. And, you know, Laporta actually said, in principle, there are a lot of possibilities Frenkie stays. As president, I will do my best for him to stay at Barcelona. But Laporta also says, in football, you never know. I cannot categorically say that Frenkie de Jong will not join Manchester United because it depends on different parties, you know. So that is Laporta coming out and basically saying he cannot deny de Jong to United. He cannot say it's not going to happen. And this is exactly what he said. The fact that Laporta is coming out not denying the fact that it could happen is a very good sign for Manchester United as well. What makes the United stand credible? The source wasn't the United stand. The source was Luckhurst. It was just the United stand tweeted it. But it was an interesting one as well. Impossible for all Barcelona to be annoyed with Barcelona at this point. Possible Impossible not to be annoyed at Barcelona's point, if that's what you mean. I've definitely misread that as well. Continuing on as well, it has come out that De Jong has not rejected Manchester United. He refuses to negotiate with anyone unless he knows what will happen with his deferred wages plus signing bonus from Barcelona. So reports coming out again and confirming De Jong has not rejected Barcelona. There's a lot of stories that have come out saying, sorry, it hasn't rejected Man United. There's a lot of stories coming out saying De Jong's rejecting Man United. De Jong doesn't want to go to Man United. De Jong says no to Man United and all of this. And loads of stories coming out basically saying De Jong won't come to United. He's refusing to come to United. It's literally been confirmed. De Jong has not rejected Manchester United. De Jong's never said no to Man United. And I think a lot of people forget this. There's reports coming out saying that De Jong wants to stay at Barcelona. And in an ideal world, De Jong would love to stay at Barcelona, not take a wage cut and be a regular starter for Barcelona, but that's never going to happen. De Jong loves Barcelona. In an ideal world, De Jong would love to stay at Barcelona, but De Jong has never once rejected United, and a lot of people forget this. De Jong's never said no to United. He's never rejected United, because if he did do that, we would have stopped. We wouldn't be spending 13 weeks on him. De Jong has told Ten Hag privately in phone calls that he wants to come. He's open to joining United, and Barcelona have agreed to sell De Jong to United. Man United wouldn't bid 85 million euros for De Jong if he hadn't said privately he wants to come. Man United have never, ever, ever bid for a player that wouldn't agree personal terms before. Never, ever, ever. Man United have got private indication De Jong will join, because I tell you this now, there was no way they would put an 85 million euro bid in for De Jong if they hadn't had any positive conversations with the player about him joining. We're going to talk about Sesko in just a second, because Fabrizio Romano has come out and given us a Sesko update, but I quickly want to continue on about what's come out with De Jong as well. Seems Barcelona have solved the financial problem. They can register all their new players. They still need to get rid of De Jong, and the reason they want to get rid of De Jong is actually a big part of it's Bernardo Silva. Xavi doesn't want De Jong. De Jong's not in Xavi's plans, and De Jong knows that. De Jong will end up playing centre-back if he stays. They don't want De Jong. They want Bernardo Silva. They're making moves for Bernardo Silva. Romano's confirmed that Bernardo Silva's been in talks with Barcelona. Barcelona are making moves for Bernardo Silva. It can't happen unless they get the money for De Jong, because Barcelona, as broke as they are and as much money as they're spending and as much as they're activating all these levers and getting away with doing all this dodgy business, they will not be able to get Bernardo Silva in unless they sell De Jong. And they also need to get De Jong's 450k a week wages off their wage bill. They need to get off their wage bill, because it makes it difficult for them to register players, and they will be in breach of financial fair play. And that is why Barcelona are desperate to get rid of De Jong this month. They took him on tour. They barely played him on tour. When he was on tour and he did play, he played centre-back. He's been told by Xavi multiple times he's not in the plan. He's been told by Barcelona they want to get rid of him. The fact that, and we know this is true, Barcelona have started to offer Frenkie de Jong money. So 2 weeks ago, Barcelona offered De Jong 3 million euros, and last week they offered De Jong 7 million euros. Every week that goes by, Barcelona are offering De Jong a little bit more money for him to leave. De Jong doesn't want to leave until he gets to 17 million euros, but every single week that goes by, Barcelona are offering De Jong money, and they wouldn't be doing that unless they wanted to get rid of him. Okay? 3 weeks ago, Barcelona said De Jong will give you 2 million euros of what you're owed if you leave the club. De Jong said, no, I want more. Last week, Barcelona go to De Jong, said, you know what, we'll give you 6-7 million euros. We're willing to give you 6-7 million euros of what we owe you if you leave the club. De Jong went, no, I want more. And I tell you this, next week, I think they might come in and say, look, we'll give you 12 of your 17 million euros. 12 or 17, the saga's gone on long enough. He might go, you know what, I'll come to United now and the deal will be done. The fact that Barcelona are actually making offers to De Jong, the fact that Barcelona every now and then are increasing the offer for De Jong of his wages is because they want to get him to leave. Barcelona are slowly making offers for De Jong in the hope that he will leave. And a lot of people forget that as well. A lot of people bringing up Greenwood in the chat. Look, I'm not here to talk about Greenwood. I've done a video on Greenwood and the current situation. I'm not going to talk about Greenwood until more information comes out. He's not coming back to United. I know Thomas Partey is playing for Arsenal and things have been leaked online. So if he does get settled out of court, he will probably come back to United. But as it stands, he's still on trial for everyone talking about Greenwood as well. But yeah, Sesko or Antony, we are going to dive into the Sesko or Antony news in just a second. Following up on the De Jong news, though, it has been said by Sport that De Jong's entourage will soon have a meeting with Barcelona to discuss his future, and apparently De Jong has a very tense relationship with Barcelona. De Jong and his agent do not have a good relationship with Barcelona right now, and the Barcelona president came out and spoke about Bernardo Silva, and this is what I wanted to get into, and I know it's taken me 20 minutes to get into one of the things I wanted to get into right at the start of the video, but it came out saying The Barcelona president Laporta said about Bernardo Silva that they are focused on registering the players we have signed and resolving the futures of players not in plan. After this, we'll see what we do. That is Laporta basically coming out and saying, I want Bernardo Silva, but I've got to get rid of a few players first. Laporta has come out and basically confirmed there's a financial situation, got to register a few players, got to get rid of freaking De Jong, and then we'll go in for Bernardo Silva. Because then Laporta added, Xavi wants more reinforcements. Laporta is coming out publicly saying Xavi wants more reinforcements. He says, regarding Bernardo Silva, we've got to focus on registering the players we have and getting rid of the players not in our plans. And after this, we're going to see what we can do with Bernardo Silva because Xavi wants him. That is the Barcelona president coming out and saying, De Jong, please fuck off so we can get Xavi. We need to sell De Jong so we can get Xavi. He's basically said it in every single word possible that they want to get, not Xavi, they want to get Bernardo Silva. Xavi wants to get Bernardo Silva. So that is obviously them coming up with that big story. Sasa Kalovic is better than Benjamin Sesko and cheaper too. I agree. We have been linked to Sasa, and I do want to get into that in just a second, but I do want to get into the Antony news and all of that as well. Chelsea are not even in talks with De Jong. It's paper news and fake news. Yes, the whole De Jong to Chelsea thing is not true as it stands. Maybe once De Jong resolves his wage issue, you never know. They could all be going in. They could go in for De Jong, but as it stands, United are the only team in for De Jong, the only team interested in getting De Jong, and that is the current situation as well. Keep smashing that like button. Do subscribe down below if you're new and all of that as well. I want to quickly talk about Antony and quickly talk about Sesko. Latest on Timber is Timber's just not going to happen, mate, as well. Like, Timber is well and more is off. Like, that might happen next season, but this season won't come. As Peter says, De Jong will come eventually. Barcelona have done their best to wreck our pre-season, absolutely as well. If Timber comes, maybe January, but I don't think Timber's going to come. United still linked to Hakim Ziyech and Antony. We're still linked to them, but I don't know what the situation is. I think we will. This is what I think is going to happen. The next few weeks is going to be De Jong. Barcelona come back from pre-season tour. The next few weeks is United going to be getting De Jong over the line. Once De Jong's over the line, I think there's going to be some Sesko news. I think there's going to be some Ziyech news. I think there's going to be some Antony news. I think we're going to go into deadline day and panic and buy an attacker last day of deadline day. I don't think Ajax are going to budge much on the Antony price. I know Antony is trying to push for the move out. I know Antony wants to leave Ajax. I don't think we're going to get Antony. I think we're going to be priced out of Antony. I think we'll get De Jong. I think we'll get to deadline day. I think we'll panic a bit on deadline day. And I could see us making a sort of a last-minute deadline day signing, which might not be the player Ten Hag wants, but could be a good player. Now, I'm hoping it's Sasa from Stuttgart. I'm hoping it's a player like that that's cheap and I think it's a good player. I do think, if Ronaldo leaves, we're an injury away from of Martial from being strikerless. We saw with Alanga, we don't have options on the bench. United will sign an attacker in August. I couldn't tell you who that'll be. Would it be someone like Ziyech on loan? Will it be someone that we've not been linked to? Will it be a deadline day panic signing that we overpaid for? I do have envisionments of United absolutely overpaying for someone stupid because we fucked up Antony. We did fuck up. We've already fucked up Antony. Ten Hag, remember this, in May, Ten Hag gave a list to Murtough and Arnold in May. Back in May, Ten Hag's list said Timber, De Jong, Nunes, Antony. 4 names on his list back in May. Fucked it up. Back in May, he said he wanted Antony. But how much was Antony in May? 40-odd million pounds. They said, no, we're going to wait until July to go for Antony because we want to know how much De Jong is first and we can't multitask. We're going to have to get De Jong first because it's going to be more expensive. Realise they're not going to get De Jong to fucking August because Barcelona are an absolute mess. I said, okay, shit, let's do other business. Got Malacia in, got Martinez in. Oh, shit, because we've wasted so much time on De Jong, Martinez is double in price. Antony's doubled in price. No, we can't afford Antony anymore. 100 million is ridiculous. I don't know what's going on with Antony. I am going to get into the Antony news, but I'd be shocked if it happens as well. Is the GOAT leaving? He wants to leave. I don't know if Man United will let him leave. We'll have to see. Garnacho, technically better than Alanga. I agree. I think Garnacho right now needs to be coming off the bench instead of Alanga. We need strikers because we have about 8 and the same midfielder. Honestly, we need strikers. We need midfielders. We need fucking everything, if I'm being honest as well. But let me talk about, obviously, the news about Antony, guys. So, it came out today regarding Antony from Sky Sport that the move for Antony is completely off the agenda for Man United unless Ajax lower the asking price. So the thing is, Antony is pushing for a move. Antony's putting a transfer request. So I think Ajax will now lower the asking price. But we have to rely on Ajax lowering the asking price for us to have a chance of signing Antony. It was said by Jacob Talbot that the Antony deal is currently at a sticking point as it would take a player intervention to see it over the line. The winger is asked to leave already and is keen on the move to United and all of that. The situation is United can't get Antony, but now Antony knows that because his price is ridiculous. So then Antony is coming to Ajax saying, let me go, and has put the transfer request. So our chances of Antony have increased because he's putting in a transfer request. He wants to come to United, but will Ajax budge on the price for Antony? We'll have to wait and see as well. People saying Donny for Antony, we're thin in midfield. I think that would be silly. Garnacho deserves to start the season. I think he definitely should be coming over the bench or over the likes of Alanga as well. Shao, Felix and Nkunku on a right back would be, that'd be really nice. But I really like Nkunku. I'm a big fan of Nkunku. That won't happen until next season if it does happen as well. Gene says, I'm sorry, but 55 million on for Sesko, unproven at 19. I admit it's crazy. 30 million, I'd bring Sesko in. I think he's a great player, but I'd be rather looking to get someone in more proven, especially considering that, if you look at the situation with our squad, and this is why I'm not the biggest fan of Sesko to Man United, because if you look at the current situation of the Man United squad, you've got Martial, you've got Sancho, you've got Rashford as a front three. No one knows if Ronaldo's going to be here or not, but you've got your front three. And if there's an injury to the front three, it's the youth. If one of Martial, Rashford and Sancho get injured, we play the youth. And the youth, obviously, is Alanga, Chong, who obviously not ready, Ahmad, who I still think needs a loan, Palestri, who I think needs a loan, and Garnacho, that's very raw. So if you have Sesko in, that's just another raw young talent that you're throwing in the mix. And we've already got a lot of them as backup for attack. I do think we need someone more established in attack. I feel if Garnacho is good, I have a good thing about Garnacho. I think he made the wrong passes because he kept passing to bloody Chong, who couldn't. Oh, Chong was so useless yesterday. I don't even want to be like a dick because Chong is young and all of that. But he was absolutely crap yesterday, wasn't he, as well? Salah and De Bruyne were all Chelsea rejects and now one of the best in the world. Siak 5 on the 10, all good points, although Siak is a lot older as well. And do you think Man United can finish in the top 6? I think we would maybe get 6th if the transfer window ended like it did now. I think because I think Ten Hag's a great manager, but I don't. If we sign Antony and De Jong, I'm confident of top 6. If we don't, I think 7th. Garnacho is set for a new contract, as Nick says. But following on from the Antony news, I want to talk about Benjamin Sesko. So Man United and Chelsea have an interest in Benjamin Sesko. However, it has been said by Mark Douglas that Man United would have to make an offer in excess of £45 million for Benjamin Sesko, as Red Bull Salzburg don't want to sell him. Fabrizio Romano also said, as it stands, Manchester United are in direct contacts with RB Salzburg on Benjamin Sesko, and this week will be an important week to decide his future. So Fabrizio Romano comes out with a big update on Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United, which I'm going to go on my screen so you can read it, because we're not talking about De Jong, we're talking about Sesko here. And Fabrizio Romano followed that up by saying, Sesko or any other attacking signing would be considered if Ronaldo stays or goes in the summer. A young striker could be brought in to create competition in the Man United squad. So Romano confirming again, United do want an attacker, even if Ronaldo stays, even if Ronaldo goes, and United want a bit more competition and depth and attack, and that's exactly what we need. Fabrizio Romano also came out today and said that Manchester United and Watford are prepared to complete the agreement to sign Ethan Laird on loan, and the deal is set to be finalised this week. And Eric Ten Hag is happy with Ethan Laird's potential and attitude, but he needs game time. So Laird is going out on loan to Watford, and that Alex Telles could leave Manchester United on loan in the next week. And Porto are not interested, but Sevilla are one of the 2 or 3 clubs keeping an eye on Telles. But the deal depends on his wages because United will need to cover soon. Alex Telles is on 100k a week. I'm not even lying. Alex bloody Telles, who is not a great player, is on 100k a week. We were meant to sign Scamacca because he's proven experience. Is Scamacca to West Ham done? I feel like West Ham have got Scamacca. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I am so freaking jealous of West Ham getting Scamacca because I think he's a player that I'm surprised that we didn't go in for him more. I think he's a player that Ten Hag would have liked. But the player I want, and I don't even know how to say his name right, and the only reason I want this guy is because when I've done my research and when I talked to people in the Bundesliga, they said he's really, really good. It is Sasa Kalovic, or however you say it, just purely because he's a player I've not seen play for over a year. He's a player I've seen play about twice before. But I think out of all the options, his height, his age, he's in his prime, his price tag, I think he's probably the best option at striker for us, if I'm being honest. Our wage system is a mess. Honestly, 100k a week, Telles. Did we pay Telles 180k a week? I know it's over 100k a week. If we're giving Telles 180k a week, we're crap. Telles' quality doesn't suit English football. There was a really good player in Telles, and I was excited when we signed him, but then he was just shit. Absolutely shit. Bruno, Antony, Ronaldo, Sancho, and Martial would be good attacking options. Garnacho still needs time to develop. As much as I like Garnacho, yeah, he still needs time to develop. Someone says stop bullying Chong. He gave 100%, but not had the luck. It's not bullying Chong. I'm saying Chong was crap. I like Chong. I think there's a player in Chong, but I don't think he'll ever make it at United. He's 22, and he was rubbish yesterday. You know, he tried, but a lot, and a lot of players don't try at United, but. I just think, if you're not good enough, you're not good enough, and that is true. I think Tellez is on 97k. It's just mad. It's mad. Wages are costing us sales. That's why this is a really good point by Sleeping Bear. Man United are really struggling to sell players this transfer window because of wages. Eric Bailly, who's a really good player, and you're thinking, sign Eric Bailly for £10 million. I mean, Eric Bailly, 10 million euros, sorry. Eric Bailly to Roma, 10 million euros. Roma now getting a loan. Eric Bailly is worth way more than 10 million euros, but because of his wages, we can't even get 10 million quid, 8 million quid because it's euros for Eric Bailly. United can't even get 8 million quid for Eric Bailly because of his wages. We can't get anyone to buy Tellez because of his wages. We can't get anyone to buy Brandon Williams because of his freaking wages. So all the money and potential outs we're not getting because they end up going on loan, running down their contract, and we can't get any money from them. They end up leaving as free agents because United offer Phil Jones 150k a week new contract to try and increase his value, but then no one wants to buy De Jong. We gave Bailly a new contract last season to try and increase his value. No one wants to buy Bailly because his wages are stupid. And the problem is you could be getting 10 million for Bailly, you could be getting 10 million for Tellez, you could be getting 10, 15 million for Brandon Williams. Reportedly, he was going to go for 12 million to was it Brighton or Southampton? I think if Brighton sell Cucurella, they're going to put 12 million on Brandon Williams. But it's like we're only seeming to get loan offers because of our stupid wage structure. And look, this is what Woodward and Judge did to this club. They absolutely just, honestly. Ten Hag's also considering Marco Asensio. I don't know how reliable that news is, but he's been a name thrown about and linked to United as well. We can get more, but Jose trying to get Bailly on the sheep. Don't see him. I think because we've already got 4 centre-backs ahead of Bailly, as much as I like Bailly, we need to sell Bailly. But I think that Bailly was worth it. And as Daniel said, has scored 23 goals in 54 Bundesliga games as well. Guys, please, can't talk. Guys, please do smash that like button. If you have not already, please do subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you're new as well. Bring in Denzel Dumfries. Look, my ideal situation is United signing Cuckoo, United keep Ronaldo, United bring in Dumfries, United bring in a CDM, and United bring in De Jong. That is my ideal dream situation. That's never going to happen. But if we can get De Jong and an attacker in, I will take it. I will take it. And I do think... just played a video by mistake. I do think we're going to get some good news on De Jong soon. I think now that Barcelona back from pre-season tour, I think let me just check when Barcelona come back from pre-season tour, because I think they'll come back this week, won't they? Barcelona. So no, they've got one more game. They don't come back till the fucking 7th. They've got another week on loan. Bloody hell. So Barcelona obviously play Pumas Yunnan on the Sunday, the 7th of August. So Barcelona get back on the 8th of August from pre-season. So while we're playing our first game of the season, number 1 target, Frenkie de Jong, will be over in bloody Mexico or America, won't they? And this Yunnan team are going to go to the Barcelona. I don't think it's a joke, isn't it? It's an absolute joke. But I do think we will get some news on De Jong coming in. It's a shame that we're going to have to start the season with no De Jong, no new midfielders, no new attackers. Absolute madness. But Barcelona a week on Sunday come back from pre-season tour, when we will be playing at Brighton and hopefully be getting the win. And Antony and Cuckoo Sancho front three. I mean, I don't know if that would work, but it's a very techy, interesting front three that we'd all want to see as well. 15 appearances, 4 goals. Big up Daniel with the stats here. And I read earlier that United scored 10 goals on tour with Sancho playing, and United, while without Sancho, only 1 goal. I tell you what, we are much better side with Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho, we're going to need to keep him fit. He's going to be important. That game is at the Nou Camp. Well, that's good that the game's at the Nou Camp. Might be a bit easier than us as well. Lemar, Sesko, De Jong, and Antony. My question to you guys is, what midfield 3 are you going to use versus Brighton? I've got a bit more news to get into. Romano has done a bit of an update, and I will get into that in just a second. But I actually want to talk quickly about one thing Romano said. Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that Barcelona's dream is signing Bernardo Silva, but they must sell De Jong in order to do that, and that's come out from Fabrizio Romano today. But what I do want to get into is chosen lineup. I want to discuss with you guys what is Manchester United's best midfield three going into the season. Okay, so we know Martial's going to play up front. We know it's obviously Sancho on the right, and we know it's Rashford on the left, because that's what we've seen all pre-season. We know that I think Malacia will start left back. I think Martinez is coming in to be the left-sided centre-back. I think whether you like it or not, Maguire seems to be picked over Varane, and he's still captain. And I think it will be Dalot, and I think it would also be David De Gea, okay, in goal. But the midfield three, and this is where it gets important. Who do you guys play? Because we've got Fred, we've got Eriksen, we've got Garner, we've got Van der Beek, we've got Bruno, and we've got McTominay. You know, I've seen people say Eriksen, Fred, and Bruno. And I think, well, is this a little bit? And I've seen people actually want us to do something like this. I've seen people say maybe this, but do you think that's a bit too attacking and open for a team like Brighton? Do you think that would be a bit attacking and open for a team like Brighton? People saying Bruno, Eriksen, Fred. Could you maybe do something? I don't know if Bruno will be dropped, but I think Eriksen have been better than Bruno these last few games. Would you guys do Fred, McTominay, Bruno? Would you even do Garner? You know, we've got options. Fred, Garner, Eriksen, midfield three there. Would you want to see something like that? You've also got Donny. You know, let me know in the chat, like, what kind of midfield three would you want to see? Fred, Donny, Bruno, Eriksen, Garner, McTominay. I think you have to play Fred. And the reason I say that Fred's got to be in that midfield three is because Fred's the only player that's played as a 6 all pre-season. McTominay, Donny have all done that same role. Fred and I think Garner's been really good as well. I think Garner's better than McTominay. But Fred, you have to pick one of Fred or Garner. And then that second option, you can go for Donny. You can go for Donny, Eriksen, McTominay, Bruno. But who would you play? Who would you guys play? I do think Donny links up quite well with Eriksen, but it's interesting to see what would our best midfield be. Fred, Eriksen, Bruno for my midfield three. A lot of people are saying as well. People saying, why can't United cancel Jones' contract? I know. Donny, Fred, Eriksen. A lot of people looking for Eriksen. Donny, Bruno, Eriksen. Very attacking there from Nick, but it'd be interesting to see. I would play Fred, Garner, Eriksen, a little bit more balanced there. Eriksen, Bruno, Fred. A lot of people are saying Donny, Garner, Bruno. I think that would be interesting to see as well. Garner, Fred, Bruno. No McTominay's in there, but yeah. Donny is not going to make it. He's had enough chances. I thought Donny was okay in the first half versus Rav Vallecano, but when Eriksen came off, Donny fell. But I did find that Eriksen and Donny are on a similar wavelength, and, you know, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, my midfield three, I think, would be Fred. I'd say I'd probably play Bruno and Eriksen, and I don't think it will work, but I do think you play kind of like this, like a 4-3-3. I'd quite like to see this if it would work, but I'm not quite sure going into the season as well. Donny van der Beek, my word's going to flourish at United now. I agree. People say play McTominay right back. Honestly, a lot of people saying Donny, Fred, Eriksen as well. Maguire, I actually, bit of an unpopular opinion. The reason Harry Maguire's in the lineup is because I think that's what Ten Hag's going to do. You know, obviously, I would personally play Varane. The reason Harry Maguire's in the lineup is that's because what Ten Hag's going to do. But what I will say, yeah, is I have to say I thought Harry Maguire was quite good this pre-season tour. I don't have much criticism of Harry Maguire this pre-season tour. I think when he's played, he's been all right. I don't think Varane's been any better than Maguire. I think they've both been equally okay when they've played. I think Maguire does get a lot of stick, but I actually think if I'm judging him for pre-season tour and pre-season tour only, I don't think he's been particularly bad. Guys, make sure you hit that like button if you have not already. And, of course, subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you're new. We're on the road to 40,000 subscribers, and we're currently on 43,199 subscribers. As I am talking, we are one subscriber away from 43.2k. 43,199. It's absolutely free to subscribe. And if you are new and you do want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates and more, please do subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football so you stay up to date with all the latest news. It would be very much appreciated. There's going to be big news on De Jong. This is August now, I tell you this now, this is the final month of the transfer window, and this is the month the De Jong deal is going to happen. I tell you this now, the De Jong deal is on. It's very much on, and this is the month that De Jong will come. I tell you this now, so make sure you subscribe with that post notification bell so you know exactly what's going on with De Jong. United are also interested in Sesko. They're also interested in Antony, but a lot of that is going to depend on their price tag. We do want an attacker. We also do want a right back. It's De Jong, attacker, right back, and goalie that United want to sign. And there's definitely going to be 2 or 3 more signings coming in this transfer window. United said that they're going to back 10 out and all that. So do make sure you subscribe to United as well. People saying, imagine Martinez is 6. I think we signed Martinez to play him as a left-sided centre-back as well. The Lionesses did win the Euros. Big up the Lionesses yesterday as well. Alanga out, Garnacho in. I absolutely agree. Martinez can play DM. I wouldn't play Martinez as a DM unless we need him at DM, but Martinez can play DM as well. Charles says Maguire is too slow. We'll get caught 100% of the time in Eric Ten Hag's high line. I think put a quick centre-back next to Maguire like Martinez. De Gea starts playing a high line is himself, and De Gea comes off his line more. And Maguire will be better in high line because there is this myth, and I'll defend Maguire here. There is this big myth that Maguire can't play in a high line. I don't think he's suited to a high line, but when we did play a high line with Maguire, Lindelof, and Dean Henderson under Ollie, and it worked really well. The season we came second when Maguire was quite good. Dean Henderson, Maguire, Lindelof, we played a high line and Maguire was fine, and he was playing with Lindelof too slow. And I thought defensively we were quite good that season. Maguire was quite good. And that's because Dean Henderson comes off his line. Now, I'm obviously not saying drop De Gea and play Maguire, and De Gea is the reason Maguire is bad. What I am saying is, I think if De Gea adapts his play style to be more modern, Maguire will be better in a higher line. Okay? Ten Hag's going to play Maguire. He's not going to drop him. So that we've just got to hope that Maguire's good and suits Ten Hag's way. Big up Same for the super chat. Alice, wait, when you face Thomas Partey, he will steamroll your midfield. Saliba will be player of the season. De Jong has nothing on our midfield. You could say that, Zane. I think Thomas Partey is a great player. I think Saliba is a great player, but there's even question marks over if Thomas Partey will be allowed to play much more this season if more comes out. And I don't think he should be playing. He should be suspended. Saliba's a great young player, but I'll tell you this now. When De Jong comes, he's going to be clear of every Arsenal midfielder, Zane. De Jong is better than every Arsenal midfielder. I'll tell you that now. He is class. Our midfield is shit. I will admit Man United's current midfield is shit. And Arsenal's midfield right now is miles ahead of Man United's midfield because we've got Wilfred. But bring De Jong in, and we'll see him be good. But thanks for the super chat saying as well. If Martinez will carry the ball from the back, if he gets caught on the ball, it's curtains. Martinez looks so calm on the ball, though. Martinez looked so cool and calm on the ball yesterday. It was actually, I can't wait to see Martinez play as well. A big if with De Gea. It is. I'm not saying that De Gea is the reason Maguire's bad or anything, but I do think if De Gea improves his play style, we'll see a better Maguire's everywhere as well. If Bayer's not loaned, I play Bayern Martinez versus Brighton. I'd like to see Bayern Martinez play together, but he's going to be loaned out, unfortunately, as well. Lissandro Martinez will make Saliba his bitch. I do really rate Saliba, but I actually think Saliba is going to struggle because I think Arteta will not play Saliba. I think Arteta will go back to Ben White and Gabriel. But Lissandro Martinez, absolute baller as well. De Gea cannot run off half the field to cover Maguire. Alice, I understand your point of view, but we'll concede a goal because of Lindelof Maguire getting caught out. Yeah, no, I get what you mean as well. Alice, there is a new De Jong update as well. Is there a big De Jong? Is there any more De Jong updates? If Varane is fit, he might play as well. But yeah, let me see. Let me just check the Twitter before I end the live stream to see if there's any news that's coming on De Jong. I do think if something's going to happen with De Jong, it's going to happen soon. Sport have come out and said that Ten Hag has talked to De Jong and knows perfectly well everything that is happening, and therefore has asked United to wait because he sees the operation visible. The next few days can be decisive. This is big news coming out on De Jong. Zane says, we have one of the best strike forces in Europe and we play nice football. United fans meltdown on Sunday. Why don't you make the fridge the new mascot? Big up Zane for the super chat. But Zane, look, this time a year ago, I was saying, United could win. United, I didn't say we'd win the league. I said United are up there. I said we've got Ronaldo, we've got Cavani, we've got Greenwood, we've got Martial, we've got Sancho, who we just signed. We got Rashford. I was bigging up United so much last season, saying we've got one of the best strike forces in Europe. We've got a great team, and United crashed. So I'm going to give you advice, Zane. I think Arsenal have a good pre-season. But let's wait until the season starts. Let's wait until the season gets going. Because I thought United are one of the best strike forces in Europe. And we absolutely crashed last season. And you know what, Zane? I think it will be an iffy start to the season, but I think come end of the season, we'll be happy United fans. I think we might start slow, getting the new signings and getting them a bit, but I'm still confident with United as well. What I will do then, guys, is let me stop sharing the screen. Let me share another scene. Big up Zane for the super chat, who obviously is a bit of an Arsenal fan. But I can't wait to see United beat Arsenal at the Emirates. I'm confident United are actually going to finally get a win at the Emirates as well. But Ten Hag spoke to De Jong and knows perfectly well everything that's happening, and therefore has asked United to wait. This coming out from Sport basically means Ten Hag spoke to De Jong. De Jong probably said he'd come, and Ten Hag said to United, just wait for De Jong. He will come. It's going to drag out a bit. That's what I translate this report on the screen to being. I still think it's positive regarding De Jong to Manchester United and stuff. I do think De Jong will come. I think Ten Hag obviously saying stay for De Jong, keep in on it. I think De Jong will come as well. But yeah, Alice, for the last few months, we've had big developments on De Jong. We are on week 13 for De Jong. 13's an unlucky number, but could 13 be the lucky number this time? Week 13 for De Jong as well. I would play Fred, Eriksen, Donny, Bruno, and Garner come in the second half. Big up. I would like to see something like that as well. Guys, if you have not already, please do subscribe down below if you're new. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates and more, make sure you subscribe, because there's going to be big De Jong news coming in the next couple of days. As we can see, there's going to be some big updates. Obviously, there's going to be ANTONY, there's going to be Sesko news, there's going to be a whole lot of news coming out. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates and more, make sure you're subscribed. I am going to wrap up the live stream here, so big up everybody that tuned into the live stream and all of that. Hopefully, Frenkie de Jong will get done sooner rather than later. It's driving me crazy. Hopefully, we will sign an attacker, and United are saying they're going to back Ten Hag. So thanks everyone that tuned into today's live stream. Smash a like on the way out. Subscribe down below if you're new. Share the video. See you next time, and bye.